All right, welcome back to PC Building Simulator. Welcome back to the Overclockers UK Workshop. We're in the Overclockers UK Workshop because it's a bit brighter. The Aorus Workshop that was just released with version 1.9 is very cool, but it is very dark. And today we are going to want to be able to see, because we are checking out a brand new update of PC Building Simulator. It is version 1.9.5, and with it, it really brings just a couple things, but just a couple big things. And the main thing is Ryzen 5000 series from AMD. Specifically, just a couple of the SKUs of Ryzen 5000, actually, not all of them. So we're going to talk about that a little bit and check out what's new. So if we scroll all the way down to the bottom of our CPUs, we'll see the two new SKUs, the 5900X, which is a 12-core, 24-thread CPU, and the 5950X, which is like the beast of the generation, the absolute monster. I don't remember how much these things cost, like $800 or something. And that is a 16-core, 32-thread, just like the 3950X of the last generation of Ryzen. But it's clocked a bit higher, and it is much more powerful. And AMD has really made... they've really kept no secret that they are blowing Intel away in pretty much every possible way now. It used to be like single core threaded, single core workloads like gaming typically favored Intel a little bit, but it sounds like now basically all that's gone, even with Intel's 10th gen CPUs, and AMD is still kind of just sort of now they're just sort of wiping the floor with Intel with the 5000 series. So I guess we're gonna plop it into this. I've kind of gotten this system sort of ready. We can go ahead and just plop a 5000 series CPU in here. We could do a 3000 series. We could do a 2000 series. Hear that, Intel? That's called keeping the same socket for more than like 2 generations. Yeah, AMD's held on to AM4 since original Ryzen, so pretty awesome. I think they're changing. They've mentioned basically that maybe the next generation they'll change, but still, it's awesome. So we have an X570 board here from Aorus. We can go ahead and drop one of these in. I guess we can just go for the 5950X. We're not gonna like do any benchmarks or spoil anything, but look at it. It's beautiful. It looks just like every Ryzen CPU ever. It just has a slightly higher number on it. But underneath that IHS, there are magical things happening, and a whole lot of cores in this particular variant. So we can do a little thermal paste here, and let's just slap some sort of CPU cooler. Maybe we'll do... Well, we're in an NZXT case. Let's just do a Kraken X63. We can see our CPU temp right there on it. The piping, the tubing is beautifully blocking the display, but let's just pretend it's not. Okay, we should be good then. All right, 46C. Look at that. Just right away. That's actually a really awesome feature. Hey, look! Oh my gosh, everything's already installed. That's so great. Wow. Okay. Cool. Let's just take a little peek here at CPU info, system info, just to check. I just want to see these cores. This isn't quite as good as being a little like load up task manager on a real computer, but 16 cores. There it is. We can't see all the threads. I wish you could like break out, like you can in in Task Manager. You can see all of the actual cores and like the virtual cores and see all of their loads. I want that. Like, can I have that? That would actually be pretty hard to do, but that'd be awesome. But there you go. 16 cores, 105 watts. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what we can do with overclocking and this CPU, because I think the 3950X has kind of been the best CPU up until this update to be able to do overclocking. Like if you look at part ranking, the 3950X was the top. So you can assume we don't have Intel's 10th gen chips haven't made it into this yet. They are in the game now, but it always takes a little while to get into part ranking for some reason. I would assume maybe they're gonna top these by a little bit, but now with 5000 series of Ryzen, I would assume those are gonna go way over. So we'll have to see how that affects overclocking, really. And speaking of overclocking, actually, if you guys haven't seen, PC Building Simulator is doing an overclocking challenge right now. You can submit your score. I don't think you have to have like the highest score. I think you just have to like basically participate, and then you get entered to win a monitor from MSI. But really the only requirements of that challenge are that you have that you put in a 10900K for the CPU and a RTX 3090. Two RTX 3090s, and then you overclock it, you submit your score, and then you can be entered to win a monitor. So check that out. I can actually put the link down in the description if you want to check it out too. It's kind of cool doing that. I'll take an attempt at that maybe at some point. Try horribly. But okay, so with this update, there's one other little thing that they added. They just did some changes to Threadripper and the way Threadripper's temps work. So it's actually cool because they went through like a bunch of like real benchmarks from real world people using Threadripper, the 3000 series Threadripper, and they just tweaked the way that temps worked. I guess I haven't done a ton of like Threadripper overclocking, but I guess the temperatures on 3rd gen Threadripper in this game, on the 3960X, 3970X, and 3990X were pretty like unruly, and so I think they've toned down the temperatures to be more realistic. They're still going to be difficult to overclock, obviously. I think they'll spike very quickly, but they're more reasonable and more realistic. So yeah, there's that. They also did a little bit of changes with memory overclocking, fixing some of the stuff with Intel memory clocking, specifically on like having to be paired with a K or X series CPU from Intel. So they've changed that. I think they've fixed some like XMP stuff. And then there's some typical bug fixes. I'll list everything in the changelog down in the video descriptions. But really, the big thing here is Ryzen 5000, and yeah, gonna be huge for performance. So be on the lookout for builds using Ryzen 5000 very soon. We'll obviously be using the RTX 3090 again. That's in the game. We're starting to get like this year's super heavy hitters, and then hopefully, you know, eventually we get the 6800 and 6800 XT. That's, I think, AMD's new graphics cards. I can't remember. I'm such an NVIDIA shill. Oh my god. I don't know. I have a 3080. I don't have to really worry about graphics cards now, but I should know that. 6800 and 6800 XT sound like they're doing very well at competing with NVIDIA's offerings from the reviews that I've watched. So hopefully those make it in the game soon as well. Keep saying as well. The other RTX 3000 series, namely the 3070, which is available now, and the 3080, which was available at the same time as the 3090 was available. So hopefully those make it in the game. I really want to get the Founders Edition cards in because I think they look awesome. I'm biased. I have a Founders 3080, but I also kind of want to build my computer updated with the Founders 3080. Anyway, so hopefully more updates on the horizon, but the turnaround time to get Ryzen 5000 into the game was pretty good, and so I'm excited about the pace of updates here. I'm just like running around the room, spinning. I'm so excited. But yeah, so hopefully lots of new updates coming with PC Building Simulator. But this has been a quick overview of version 1.9.5. Check out the changelog in the description below, as well as a link to the overclocking contest that you can enter if you have PC Building Simulator on PC specifically. Sorry if you're on console, you don't have a 3090 or 10900K. Sorry, this is basically PC specific. Sorry, that sucks. Sorry. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you found this helpful. And if you did and you want to see more videos of PC Building Simulator or any other games I've been playing, be sure to subscribe. And either way, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.